as we started to dig into the research, we realized that there was a lot happening in the social sector. And how do we actually think about innovation in the social sector, and how can the government play a role in innovation in the social sector? It's hard to think about social innovation from a government side, to be fair. So if you're in a community, and if you're in a city, and if you're in a town, it's very easy to think about, how do I think about solving these problems differently? When you're sitting at the federal government level, it's like you're almost not touching people. We gave power to the government itself to try things. So most places in government, nobody wants to test out new ideas, because something goes wrong, they get in trouble, right? That's every day in life. That's everybody's life, right? So how do we give them the freedom to test new ideas? When things go wrong, we took the heat for it, so they had the ability to try innovations and approaches. One of the things that we felt very challenged with when we were in government is data and information that let us know whether an idea had succeeded or failed, or whether the idea was a good idea and we should push it because it was something we needed to push. But there was very little research on social innovation when we were there. So people would be like, change policy and do that. But when you're a federal government, changing policy is extraordinarily hard. If you're changing a policy for a city like LA, you don't want to just change a policy based on one reference point or 2 reference points or 10 reference points. You actually need to understand why you're changing it and for whom you're changing it. And are we going to adapt it if we find that what we did and what we intended to do and what the unintended consequences are not equal? In physics, there's this terminology that when you hit a ripple effect changes everything along the way. It's the same in life, in social sector. Families and communities understand that even if when we are experimenting, it is their life. Recognizing that our experimentation also has an impact in someone's life is why understanding research methodology matters a lot. They have one outcome that every business is looking for. They want you to buy more stuff from them. Right? So every time we compare to a business and we're like, social innovation should be more like business, what are we selling? Similarly, I think in the social sector, we need to ask that question. What's the outcome we're trying to achieve in every program, in any organization? What are we managing to? The structures are changing. What if I need to look at education and health data together? It's not just about education or health, it's about education and health. All of that is now a person. We're starting with a person, and each person has a layer of things. Everything from education to health to transportation to housing. All of those filter into a person. And how do we work across those different silos that exist in government to actually solve for problems that a person has? I don't know what the right answer is. I do know that there are better answers for us to be thinking about how do public and private effectively work together. So if a government is paying for infrastructure, how can the government also pay for social outcomes of that infrastructure?